Greetings, students of U.S. history. Today's lesson is going to be about J. Edgar Hoover, one of the more infamous characters in U.S. history that we'll look at, and we'll look at his involvement with the top secret FBI program COINTELPRO. More on that in a minute. Your must-dos for this lesson are to watch this video. You're going to read the document, which is a government document exposing some of the aspects of COINTELPRO that maybe were a little on the shady side. Answer the questions associated with that document, and then you'll be answering one additional question on the Google Classroom discussion board, where I'll ask you to post a response and respond to someone else's post. Your should-dos for this lesson are to watch the additional video that I posted. It's a video produced by the New York Times Retro Report called The Greatest Heist You've Never Heard Of. In that video, we'll go into a little more detail on how the documents, the secret documents on COINTELPRO, got into the hands of the media and allowed the news, the Washington Post newspaper, to expose that program. Finally, we will be, if you aspire to, you can answer the aspire to do question, which is on the document right here. So I'll have that clearly marked as the aspire to do question. All right, moving on. So the question for this particular lesson, this is the 9th lesson of the unit, is how did COINTELPRO justify its surveillance of U.S. citizens? All right, so what's surveillance? Well, surveillance is basically just spying, right? Watching, looking at people, seeing what they're doing. And this program was really led by a guy named J. Edgar Hoover. And J. Edgar Hoover was the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which is the U.S. government federal law enforcement agency, from 1935 to 1972. So there's J. Edgar Hoover there. 1935 to 1972, that's a really long time. Okay, so the period of his time with the FBI actually goes back to this era of the untouchables, right? Of these law enforcement agents tracking down the mafia involved in the legal production of alcohol during Prohibition, made famous by Kevin Costner in the movie The Untouchables. So we've got Hoover. He's been around a long time, and he's really paranoid about certain groups who he deems to be subversive, meaning he thinks they're a threat to national security. So in 1956, he launched a secret program called COINTELPRO, which is just a sort of a government acronym for Counterintelligence Program, which investigated and tried to discredit groups of people he thought threatened national security. So this, especially communists. So he really focused on communists. You got to think this is during the Cold War. There's a lot of paranoia around the USSR and the spread of communism. But he also targeted civil rights activists and other leftist groups. All right, so we'll talk a little more about that in a bit. One of the civil rights activists that actually gets called out as being a potential subversive or a potential messiah figure for the movement, which you'll read more about in the document, was Martin Luther King Jr. So today's document, the document you're going to be reading, is called the Church Report, which was produced in 1976. And the Church Report was a document that was similar to the Japanese internment. We looked at the government investigation into the civil liberties violations associated with Japanese internment. There was a similar Senate committee involved in investigating COINTELPRO. The program ended in 1971 after activists revealed its secrets by stealing secret documents from an FBI office and giving them to the media. They shared them with a journalist, a reporter who worked for the Washington Post. So a great example of the power of activism, right, that's present in democracies that have a robust civil society, right? Activists often step up. They may break the law to do what they think is the right thing. And also the importance of an independent and free media who is able to publish stories that shine a light on some of the darker things that the government gets involved in. So in 1976, Senator Frank Church, this guy here, he led this investigation of COINTELPRO. And his committee released a report which was called the Church Report, which is what our document is taken from. So you'll be reading an excerpt of the Church Report, not a very long excerpt. Most of these documents are pretty short. But you'll be reading an excerpt of it and then answering the associated questions. So the document, it's right here. You'll see on the top you have all your vocabulary. I've bolded all that vocabulary in the actual document itself, so if you come across that vocabulary and you're not sure what it is, you can look up at our little glossary here. You got your document and then your questions. Okay, so who wrote this report? Who are they addressing and what was their main message? More of a comprehension question. According to this report, why did Hoover and the FBI launch COINTELPRO? What would Paul Robeson say about COINTELPRO? So think about our document from our last lesson, okay? And then the fourth question here is around Martin Luther King Jr., all right? Most of us think of him as a nonviolent activist. Does seeing his name among the targets of COINTELPRO make you suspect that he was engaged in activities that endangered public safety? Or does it make you suspect that COINTELPRO was mistaken in its targets? And then explain why. I'll be adding an additional question here to your aspire to do question, which again, if you aspire to do it, you may, and it'll be associated with the extra video. So if you decide you want to watch the New York Times video that goes into more depth about that heist of the documents, watch that. And then if you want, you can answer the aspire to do question. Don't forget to answer the question on the Google Classroom discussion forum as well. Thank you, and I hope you find this document as interesting as I did.